Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's your boy Big James. We're doing another review of Ready to Love Last Resort. This is going to be episode 9, Tyler's Second Choices, Second Chances. This is this episode is just a continuation of what happened like before. Like it picks up right where uh Brian and Simone were eliminated at. So which is different because usually there's like a day or a night pass, but this is like pick up right where it started at. It starts with Jay and Winter. They're talking like outside, like it's like I guess it's a little while after the eliminations, and Jay started messing with her hair, saying her hair's not right, and doing all that. And the chemistry between Jay and Winter is just, uh, it's not nice. I don't like it because Winter is like fawning over him, and he like really doesn't care. He's told her multiple times that Joy is who he likes and who he's into. But he keeps entertaining Winter because Winter keeps coming at him. And he is trying to be as polite as he can be to tell her, like, I don't want you, without being rude about it. And I think that's going to create problems. And and Winter asked him, like, we both talked to Tommy separately, me with the girls and you with the guys. And Tommy has asked us, okay, if you had to pick today to leave, who would you leave here with? And Jay told her Joy, but he said that before, and you can see how it hurts Winter. But he's told her that multiple times. He's told her that over and over again, and it's like she's just not getting it, or she doesn't want to get it. Or I know it's hard to be told that you're not someone's pick or your favorite, but it's just the truth when it comes to him. She's not. And so then she said, "You want to know who mine was?" And I guess he was like, "Who?" And she's like, "Jay, you." And you can see how that hurt him. That she feels that way, but he just is not mutual. He doesn't feel that way. And I can get her saying like, "Hey, being number two is hard." That's what she said in her confessional. Like it's hard because she's not used to that. Because I can understand. She said she's not used to that. That's not something that happened to her before. I believe her. Because Winter is beautiful. She's intelligent. She's everything you want in a woman. But so is Joy. And what do you do now? Mm, mm, mm. Just, just fucked up. They go inside, and Tommy's got all the guys together for Tommy's Tavern, and he says that you know Brian gone, Simone gone. They got to pick one lady to leave at the end of this week. And he said this time, he says I want y'all to be more vulnerable with your second choices. He said I want you to go out with the women you have second, not your number ones, your number twos. And they don't really like that, but they understand. Like, hey, get to know the person that a little more. Maybe they go from your number two to your number one. You never know. Uh, you see, Jay after Tommy tells him that, Jay goes and he finds Joy, and he tells Joy, "Hey, when you see me this week, I'm gonna be with Winter because Tommy told me to go be with my number two pick. I don't really want to be with Winter. I would rather be with you." But I don't want you to feel some kind of way. And Joy was like, yeah, I understand. She's like, it's fine, it's cool. But, Jay was distraught. Like, he was upset that he was told he had to not be with Joy. You got to go spend time with her. He was like, I want to be with Joy. I don't want to be with Winter. So he's telling Joy, and it's like he's just telling her this worst. Like, it hurts him more than it hurts her that he is not going to be able to spend as much time with her as he wants to. And then you see Rashid, and he goes and he gets Alex, and he says Alex is number two. And he says that since Simone and Brian are both gone, this is an opportunity for them to get to know each other better. And Alex is into that. She's cool. She's like, yeah, she doesn't want people to think that she was just Brian's girl. She's more than that. And she likes Rashid, and she wants to get to know him better. He wants to see what's up with her, but he's still like, Adriana's still my number one pick, but I want to get to know Alex a little bit more. And Cal Funny, he tells Denise, Cal Funny goes to Denise and tells her, like, hey, I'm gonna take you out on a date. He does not tell her that it's the date with his number two. So Denise is like super happy. She's like, oh, forget you, Adriana. He with me now. You kiss my ass and all that there. Because he smartly neglects to tell her that, yeah, this is my number two. If he'd have said that, all hell would have broke loose. But Denise was very happy. She was looking for an opportunity to go out with California. I don't think she's done anything with California in a while. But he's still her number one. But he's been all over Adriana. And they go on a massage date, and Denise is just banging. She got a body that's incredible, and she seems very conservative, but she also seems very like she knows that this package she got is something that people are very envious of, and it is very nice to look at. And but she doesn't like in her normal wear. She doesn't really show a lot of skin. She doesn't really show a lot. So, hmm, she's a lady, I guess, just a real classy lady. Rashid and Alex, they go on a fondue date. Where they have like it's chocolate fondue, where they have all the strawberries and the cheese and the marshmallow. They dip it in chocolate, and they're feeding each other with it. And Rashid does not go to California when he tells her that this is what you my number two. We were told to take out number two, not our first pick, out on a date and be vulnerable with you, and that's what I'm doing. So he chose a more open and honest thing. And they were also given homework to ask questions. And I think his question for her that Tommy had gave him was, have you ever sabotaged a relationship on purpose? Like yes or no? And she said, yeah. I can't think of why she said yes. But I think she was scared. She was scared of being hurt and she was scared of where it was going, stuff like that. And then she had a question for him was that what was it? Is vulnerability hard for you? And he said, yeah. He said it is hard for him because he talked about his first marriage with his first wife and that it went bad because of communication and he felt that, she didn't need him because she was I think he said she was a doctor. She did it for herself. She provided for herself. She did everything. Like he didn't feel like there was a point to him and he couldn't communicate that well. And he's being a man, he was keeping it all inside and he just went with it. And then when they had a kid, she had even less need of him once they had their son. Because, she's like, I got a child now, I don't need you. Like that's the only thing I needed you for was to have a child. That's the only thing I needed a man for. And now I have this. So she had even less need of him after she had a baby because she was just going to work, taking care of herself, taking care of the kids. And he was like, he thought there was no purpose for him because men like to feel wanted too. You know, yeah, he just didn't feel like he was really needed. And that's one of the things, but he did communicate that with his wife effectively, and the marriage didn't work out. And now, in that time off, he's worked on himself to become a better communicator, more express how he feels and what he thinks, and more vulnerable to express what he needs. So vulnerability was hard for him, but because of the work he's done on himself, it's gotten easier. And Alex, she likes that. She likes to hear that he's not just winging it. Like he's the complete opposite of Brian. Brian was just making up shit, just saying whatever he felt you wanted to hear, trying to be a player all the goddamn time. Rashid is being very genuine and very open and honest. And she tells him, like, I want to be honest with you. And she tells him about the domestic violence relationship she was in. And then Rashid is like, I hate that for you. I feel sorry to happen to you. And he told her, well, it's not your fault either. Like he was very comforting to her. He was very reassuring that you did nothing wrong. This is on him. It's not on you. You did nothing wrong. It's not your fault that you were abused. And he was sympathetic. He was listening. He was responsive. He was talking about her, which was different from when Brian, because Brian would hear that and talk about him. And Rasheed put all the attention and focus on her about how, it's not her fault. She didn't do anything. Like, someone abusing you doesn't mean you didn't cause it. And Alex was just smitten because Rasheed is a grown man and he's somebody who you can tell has done a lot. And you can tell he was married before. And that the marriage didn't go wrong because of he was just a bad husband or a bad guy. No one works so hard to work on their shortcomings if they're just a terrible person. Most people wouldn't admit they had shortcomings, but he was like, I'm determined to fix this so that I can be a better husband. That's admirable. And we cut back to Denise and Calfani. And Denise and Calfani's rubbing on her for the massage, and they have questions too. And his question to her, when was the last time you felt vulnerable and loved in a relationship? She said her last relationship was in 2001. So that was 19 years. That was 19 years ago. So for 19 years, she says she's been working on her to get herself together, to get herself right. I don't know what kind of work she's been doing because she still is kind of rough. And the thing is though, her fallout with Rasheed is even worse now because that shit was at a minimum 19 years ago when some guy that was kind of sort of like Rasheed hurt your feelings and did all that. That was over. That was over 19 years ago at least. And you still carrying that animosity towards this other guy that spilled over onto Rasheed for no reason. You haven't worked on anything. You haven't got anything straightened out or fixed. Whether you want to believe that or not, it's the truth. That's how it looks like. 19 years and you still carrying that around? And you say you've been working on it all these 19 years? I don't know how. I don't know how. And she asked, her question for him is, and even Calfani questioned that, like, that's 19 years of you basically making note, like, if this is you better, what were you like before? Like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? She asked Calfani, what are you looking for in a partner? That's her question for him. And he said he's looking for a mother figure because I didn't know. He said that, he is the single parent of his daughter. I think he said his daughter was 12. He said her mom's not in her life, doesn't have anything to do with her, and abandoned her long ago. And there's no communication. So he wants someone that can be that mother figure in his daughter's life to teach her what he can't teach her and to be there when he can't be there. So that's what he's looking for. I think he has another son too that's 8. I think so. And he said that his biggest fear is Denise's jealousy. And he's like, because he's a personal trainer, he's always around scantily clad, half naked women. A lot of his clients are probably women. A lot of things he does is probably around women, and they're all on him, and they're probably touching because he's training them, or he's stretching them, or he's massaging them, and he doesn't want Denise there, and Denise is flipping out and going crazy. I don't think Denise heard a word of that. She completely blew it off what he said because she said, "Oh, he don't trust women." No, he don't trust you. He's afraid of what you gonna do. She heard women in general. He didn't say women in general. He said you specifically. He pointed you specifically out. But she didn't want to hear that. You see Edwin and Joy. And Edwin and Joy on an outdoor day. They're on a patio with lights. It's really pretty. It's nice looking. And Edwin says that, Joy is his number 2. Joy is his only one. He's like, so he's completely wrote off winner. He was like, it's Joy or bust. And he busts. We'll get to that. And he says, like, he tells her, he's like, it's you. I'm supposed to go with my number 2. I don't have a number 2. I have an only. And it's only you. And his question for her is, what are your mistakes in your past marriage? She said her mistake was that she neglected herself. She put his needs, the household needs, and his wants ahead of herself. So she was feeling like she wasn't being satisfied and she wasn't being taken care of. And you shouldn't do that. You should always make sure you're taking care of you. Okay, if you're especially if you're in a marriage, you should be happy. In a relationship in general, both people need to be happy. And if both people aren't happy, that has to be addressed. You have to do something about it. And I think for her, I don't know if the guy just wasn't willing to do that, or he really expected her to just cater to him. Because Joy was like, she had her own business, she had her own thing she was doing, she had her own style, her own everything, and she kind of neglected all of that for the sake of him, and it hurt her, and it was just a thing, and that's bad. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't put yourself second behind somebody else, unless it's your kids. Then go ahead. And then her question for Edwin was, "What do you need in a woman?" And he said that he wants a woman that's supportive, that can support him, because as a man, he doesn't ask for help, and he needs to open up, be more open to ask for help and ask for support. And he wants a woman that will accept him for who he is, his flaws and all, and for what he is and what he is not. He wants support and acceptance, which is what everybody wants. And he said that was his biggest fear about a person, about dating, about meeting women in general, was that they won't accept him, because he has a lot of things going on. Edwin has a lot going on, a lot happening. His PTSD is serious and significant. I don't think it's not something that's stopping him, but he keeps talking about it, and he keeps bringing it up when people ask him about stuff, and they ask him about it, so that's why he talks about it. But the way he talks about it, he doesn't sleep. He carries the dog tags of his dead friends around. Just like it's just he closes his eyes, all he sees is death. It's a lot of stuff that he needs therapy and help with, because it's not going to go away. He's using cooking as a way to deal with it now, but he's going to need therapy. He's going to need to talk it out to get to the root of it. And you see Jay and Winter have a date at night, and Jay, there's a telescope set up, and they can see the Aquarius stars, and he shows it to her. She sees them, and like, I just hate this date. I hate it all, because whenever you see Jay and Winter, it's clear he's like pitying her, or he doesn't want to do this. Like he's like, I'm not, but he doesn't want to hurt her either. And I think that's the conflict of interest right there. That he wants to be there for her, but he doesn't want to hurt her. Her question for him is, I think she said, one of your friends said that lady relationship with you always think it's more serious than it is. Why is that? And Jay was like, I don't know. He said, because I value the friendship and I value the connection. And that's all I see. If the women that he's dating see it as more than that, he doesn't really know why. And I think that applies to Winter. He's like, I don't know why you are so into me. I haven't shown you any affection. I haven't opened up to you. And I don't know why you into me. It's basically what he's saying. And his question for her was, do you have a habit of dating emotionally unavailable men? And she said, yeah, you can clearly, because Jay is emotionally unavailable. Jay hasn't said anything. He doesn't talk about himself at all. He doesn't say shit about him. Nobody know a fucking thing about Jay. He never opens up. He never speaks. He never talks about how he feels. The only person who I think can probably speak on Jay is probably Joy. Winter doesn't know shit about Jay. He doesn't tell her anything. He doesn't tell anybody anything. But you can see he has an emotional connection to Joy. And Winter is just like, yeah, she does, But that's just how she is, stuff like that. And it's like he want them. You continuing the trend with Jay. You really want this dude who is telling you he doesn't want you. And then she asked him why we've never kissed before. And Jay is like, it's so awkward. He doesn't want to kiss her. But he's like, I'm going to give you what you want. And so he goes in to kiss her and he kisses her on the cheek. And you can see Winter's face. She was pissed the fuck off. That ain't what she wanted. She wanted a kiss. She wanted lips, passion, feelings. And he gave her a peck on the cheek. And her whole mood changed. And Jacob, he said his confessional, yeah, her mood changed. She didn't want that, but that's kind of what it is. Because he did not want to kiss her and make it seem like it was more than it is. It's nothing here. He doesn't want it. He didn't want to kiss her at all. He didn't want to go on the date at all. It's hurting him to not be with Joy right now. He didn't want to do any of this at all. And I think it finally hit Winter when he did that. She was like, fuck you. And that fuck you was long overdue. She should have been said, fuck you, fucking Jay. Shit. And then she should have been did that because he doesn't want, like, how many times, I'm with Jay. Like, how many times I got to tell you this? I don't want you. You my number two. And the only reason he's saying that because he has to. And Edwin just gave it to, he's like, she ain't even number two no more. It's Joy or nothing. Shit. So Winter, and she's beautiful, and she's lovely, and she's a wonderful and great person. And I know it's killing her that she can't understand why is she in this position. How did I end up here? Because they're all wonderful and great people. All the ladies. That's how you ended up there. Usually you're probably the only one and you stand out. You don't stand out here. And whereas Denise and Joy are more aggressive and will go after, because Jay didn't kiss Denise, Joy wanted a kiss on the cheek. He kissed her on the cheek and she said, okay, the other cheek. And he kissed her on the other cheek. And then she kissed him on the lips. She didn't wait. Like, what you're doing, Winter, is just not going to work. Better with these other women here. Because they're just more aggressive and more, I see him, I want him, and I'm going to go get him. And you're just sitting there waiting on them to come to you. They can't get to you because the other ladies have cut him off at the pass. Like, no, I went and got him. And that's something Winter just doesn't want to do. So we go to Rashid and Adriana. They're in the house, and Rashid, he's giving Adriana a notebook. He said she likes to sing and write songs, so he gave her like a book to write on, which is cool, but he didn't have to give a shit. But he was thinking about her enough to where he gave her a little gift. And he told her, like, hey, I'm picking you. You my number one. You my everything. If I got to pick, picking you. And she's all flattered and happy, but I don't think the energy Adriana gives off is that she's done with Rashid. It's Cal Funny. She ain't got nothing to do with him. She don't like Rashid no more. And I think she pretty much said, like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to figure it all out. And Rashid has told her, like, hey, I'm trying to leave here with you. I'm trying to be with you. You my number one and my only one. And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh, it's confusing. It ain't confusing. You don't want him no more. You probably didn't want him in the first place. Like, it's Cal Funny for her. We go to Anthony and Winter. Because Winter is Anthony's number two pick. Because Denise is his number one. So, they're going to play badminton. Winter wasn't really dressed to play badminton. She had like some Daisy Dukes and like a t-shirt. But it was fine. It just wasn't very, she didn't have any like athletic wear, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They make bets, and Anthony says that if I win, I get to kiss you. And Winter said, well, if I win, you have to kiss me and give me a piggyback ride back to the house because they're down by the water. And Anthony was like, cool, shit, I get fucking kiss either way, so whatever, shit. And Winter gets her kiss because she wants a kiss. She's been asking for kisses for days, shit. Ain't nobody kissing this woman, shit. Uh, Winter wins. She was playing like way harder than Anthony was playing. Anthony was like having fun. Winter was like, I'm gonna get this fucking kiss. She was playing. And afterwards they kiss. It's a nice kiss, just right on the lips, you know. It's not too passionate, not too long, just a real nice, like they meant to kiss each other. Uh she asked him a question, you know. She asked him like, have you ever been in love before? And Anthony says, I don't think so, no. He says no. He said because he was playing football and his first love was football. He was trying to take it as far as he can, and all he ever focused on was football. And when he met someone and it started to seem like it was gonna be love, he kind of like moved away from it because he didn't want any attention taken away from his pursuit of football. That was his number one goal. So he says, "No, I've never been in love before," and I don't think that's too weird because he wanted to do something with his career and his life and then pursue relationships. Yeah, you know, Winter said it was kind of weird for him to be that old. I think he's 38, and she said he's never been in love before. But he said like I just didn't do it. He said I was just pursuing football. He gave his all towards football, and that was it. It doesn't sound weird to me, but I can see why somebody would say it does sound weird. But he's being honest, telling her the truth. And he asked her what problem does she have? She said she has a problem finding what kind of man she has a problem finding. She has a problem finding men that can deal with her as an alpha female. Because, she says she works, she's worked all her life, she earns her own money, she pays her own bills, she takes care of herself, she does everything on her own. She's a boss. Like she has her own businesses, she has her own companies. And she runs them. And she says a lot of men don't like that she does so much on her own without anyone help. She still wants this. She wants a guy that can provide for her to the point where she doesn't have to do any of that stuff. But it's something that she likes doing. So she will probably keep doing it anyway. And yeah, all of these women that I can see are all CEOs of companies. They're all got their own thing. Especially Joy. Joy is the same way. Joy said that's one of the things why her marriage didn't work because she was like, I work and I earn and I enjoy doing it. And it's what I love doing. She's a boss. She has her own companies. She has her own businesses. She has her own thing that she does. And when a guy comes along, they usually want her to quit and just stay home, have kids, cook and clean. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get up every morning and go to work. One of my many businesses and jobs that I have. And I'm going to work and I'm going to do what I got to do. And a lot of guys don't like them. They want a woman that's just a homebody, I guess. But these modern women, can't tell them shit. Uh, we cut back to the house, and it's Joy is talking to Edwin, and for all intents and purposes, she is breaking up with Edwin. That's not what's happened. That's not what she says, but it's what is happening. It is what you see. Is that she is telling him he needs help. She wants him to get what he needs, and that she hopes he can take away from this experience what he wants. And Edwin tells her, like, I'm thankful that I met you. I'm happy that I did. He said, you've left a lasting impact on my life, whether you pick me or not. I've enjoyed my time with you. He said, you mean the world to me. And I just want you to be happy. So whether you're happy with me or not with me, as long as you're happy. And, like, he's in tears. And she's just like, I'm not going to pick you. because because Edwin's not whole. He's not complete. He has stuff he needs to work on. And Joy was like, I can't help you with this. And he understands. He gets it. And they're crying because she basically just dumped him and says, I can't do this no more. She's like, I want to. I want you to have that peace that you're looking for. I want you to have that happiness that you're looking for. But I can't do it. But I want you to keep working on it. And Edwin understands. He gets it completely. Like, he's not ready for Joy. He's not ready for her. And he's already said, like, hey, it's Joy or bust. And he busted. And he like, I went bust. I went belly up because I can't get Joy. Because Joy's like, you're not complete. You need to heal and get better, and then we can do something. She basically dumped him. We go to Tommy's Tavern, and everybody's talking about who they want to keep and who they don't want to keep. Califani still ain't feeling Denise. And Anthony says that Winter is now his number one. He said, because they kissed a lot. I didn't go into it. They kissed like after the talk, they were kissing some more. And Anthony was like, he likes what Winter brings out of him. He completely changed on Winter. He was like, I like talking to you. I like what you bring out of me. I like how you make me feel. And it's different from how he feels with Denise. And he likes this more. And he's like, hey, Winter has moved up. She's my number one. And the only thing that's been keeping Denise around is Anthony. Because Califani is like, she's not my number one. And when Anthony's saying that, hey, Denise, I don't know, Denise is my number one anymore, that's a thing. And Rashid is off Adriana. Edwin is for Joy. Anthony picked Winter. Califani went Adriana. Jay's all Joy. And he's like, Winter, they didn't go good. Because, Winter wanted a kiss, and he's like, I didn't give her a kiss. Anthony like, shit, I kissed the shit out of her. Slobbed her ass down. Oh, so they got to pick somebody to go home. The bottom two is Alex and Denise again. This is like Denise's third time being in the bottom two. And so it's who was talking to her? Califani is talking to Alex, which is weird because the whole time he's talking to Alex, all he's doing is telling her how I wanted you. He's telling Alex that some shit that I didn't understand. Maybe y'all understood it. I didn't understand the shit. Like, what are you trying to do? Hook up some shit for outside after we leave here? Because he was just flirting and he hit hard. He was just going all in like, damn, I wish I could have got with you. I don't know if he was trying to spare her feelings or if he was being genuine or what. But he was like, shit. I wish we could have got together because he was like, you was with Brian though and I just left it alone. But I was feeling you more than Denise or Adrian. Shit, he was all in. So I don't know, that was just a game or what. It was weird. It was odd to me. I don't know. And you had Anthony talking to Denise. And which was good because Anthony makes she's abnormally happy around Anthony. When she's with Califani, she's very serious and intense. When she's with anybody else, she's kind of pissed off. When she's with Anthony, she's very happy. She's very bubbly and bouncy and just giddy. When she's with Anthony, she's like Adriana. Anthony brings the Adriana out of Denise. And he's talking to her, he's telling her, like, hey, Califani's got these trust issues with you, the thing with Rashid. And, he said, I had to go out of the winter and all this. And he just talking, and we've decided that, girl, I want you to stay. Anthony told her, like, I want you to stay. So her leaving or staying was up to Anthony, I guess. And he said, I said for you to stay. And Califani said, Alex, you're not ready to love, you got to go. So Alex is sent home, which I could see because she really did go all in on Brian. And by the time she tried to branch out, it was really too late. Everybody else had already paired up and coupled up. And I know she liked Rashid because Rashid was very different from Brian. Rashid is standing out as the best guy on the show, not because of looks or personality, because of how much work he puts into relationships, how hard he's trying. And it's not even like trying, it's just genuinely naturally him. He is a caring, listening, compassionate, understanding person. And he's very supportive and he believes in you. And so even if you like, well, I don't really like this about him, or he's kind of silly or kind of whatever, that is going to stick out. And it's standing out more and more and more as time goes on. That Rashid is at the top of this. And I think he was kind of written off by all the women. If I'm remembering correctly, Adriana was the only woman that was like, oh, he should stay. Everybody else was like, he should go. And here he is at the end, making it, and he is just head and shoulders above everybody else. Because even though if he doesn't have all the muscles or like, the best skin or nice hair or all this other shit, his heart and soul is just amazing. And it's separated from the other guys. Now, having said all that, Rashid gonna be on about it. Shit, because Adriana was the only one that was vouching for him, and she gone, and she was with Calfani. Alex is gone, Simone is gone. He know goddamn well that these ain't finna play shit for him. And Joy don't like him, and Winter ain't into him. And Winter honestly should probably be going after Rashid, because what she's looking for and asking for, Rashid has. But I think she likes dark skinned guys. Because she hasn't even had a fucking conversation with shit. It was that would have been a good match because what she's asking these other people to do, Rashid is openly willing to do. I think Edwin's gone. I think Edwin's just gonna leave because he said he was like, if I can't have Joy, I don't want nobody else. So he could just leave. If it comes down to the women, it's Denise. That just straight up. She's been in the bottom, what, 3 times? There's no way she's staying any longer. There's no way. Joy ain't going nowhere. Oh, excuse me. So I don't know where Denise even fits in. Because Winter might leave. It's just, right now it's getting less people and it's getting a lot tighter and closer to call. But I think out of the guys, it's going to be either Rashid. Edwin might just up and leave. Because he says he's done. And if he don't, Rashid is definitely gone. Nobody's checking for him. Nobody. He's not on anybody's mind. Not even Adriana. He's not on her mind. She's up in California. So yeah, that's how I feel. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm seeing. You might see it differently. Feel free to tell me how wrong I am or whatever. I'm sorry about the episode being so late. The holidays have you running around crazy, gift buying and wrapping and goddamn working. I was lucky that it was another week until next episode. They helped me out a lot. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I try to get better. I wanted to get a new computer, new laptop, new camera, everything, so that stuff could be so I can have a better set. Right now, I'm using like $50 worth of shit to do these things on, and I need to just I'm just going to improve, try to get my equipment and system set up better, so I can bring a better product, better video to y'all. That's what's going on with me over here. Uh, yeah, that's all my thoughts on the videos, man. Just click down below, subscribe to get new videos. I think I'm gonna do a follow-up video on Edwin because it's like I have thoughts about Edwin. Make sure you check that out and just keep watching. Thank you. Peace.